Hi, boys and girls. This is Mrs. P, and I'm going to read Christina, Katerina, and the Time She Quit the Family. Whoops, sorry for the glare. It's written by Patricia Lee Gauch and illustrated by Elise Primavera. And so here is Katerina writing Agnes on a piece of paper, and then we'll find out why. Christina, Katerina, and the time she quit the family. And there she is, gathering her bears and her sign in her cute little red Dr. Scholl's flip-flops. And here she is, or here's her room. It was 9:15 and a perfectly good Saturday when Christina Katerina quit the family. Look at on her calendar, she's writing I quit. And I think it's June 11th. Always before, she'd liked her family. She liked her mother, even though she nagged a little. Don't lick your fingers, dear. Please don't hum. And she liked her father, even though he grumped. I need quiet, Christina, and no, you cannot wear my shoes. She even liked her little brother, who followed her around too much, into the linen closet and all around the tub. But on that perfectly good Saturday at 9:15, John and 3 friends landed in her room, attacking her bears with laser beams and capturing her chair. Her father came in with his fingers in his ears, shouting, "This time, Christina, you've gone too far." Her mother ran in behind him, shouting, "This room looks like a war." Nobody even knocked. So, when her mother said, "You can't just do whatever you please when you're part of a family," Christina Katerina quit the family because doing whatever she pleased, well, that just sounded fine to her. "Call me Agnes," she said. And her mother said, "All right, Agnes, call me Mildred. You go your way, we'll go ours." So now she's going to wear whatever she wants. And she put a sign on her door that says, "Agnes lives here." Whoops, almost skipped a page. And Agnes and Mildred divided the house. Agnes got the left side of the sink, 1 pile of clean dishes, 1/4 of the living room, 3 hooks in the hall, her bedroom, and parts of rooms here and there. Mildred and the family got the right side of the sink, the cupboard, 3/4 of the living room, 12 hooks in the hall, and the rest of the other rooms here and there. And when they were done dividing, Mildred said goodbye and have a good time. Agnes hardly knew where to start. That night, she made a peanut butter and potato chip sandwich for supper, and she ate it under the table with 3 bears and a hippopotamus who never once said, "Don't lick your fingers," or "Please don't hum." And she left her crusts, all of them. There's her dad's foot. There's her mom's foot. On Sunday, she ate under the table whatever she pleased, and she turned 1/4 of the living room into a circus. She used the chairs to cage her gorillas, tamed the lion in the fireplace, and didn't put anything at all away when she changed her mind and started to play train. It just saved all sorts of time. On Monday, she ate under the table whatever she pleased, played in 1/4 of the living room, and wore exactly what she wished to school. her silky blue flouncy dress. She fixed her hair especially to match, in sweeps and curls on the top. And when she couldn't find 2 blue striped socks to match, she wore 1 yellow one. Everything was going just right. Tuesday, Agnes even had a bath, alone. She filled the tub with water up to her chin and made bubbly towers and horses and hats and just floated there until her fingers got warm and wrinkly. No one followed her around the tub, and she didn't miss anyone at all. Not even on Wednesday, the day after she had eaten what she pleased and played where she pleased and dressed as she pleased, she and her orphans decided to stay up all night. They planned to escape the cruel Mrs. Schnitzelback's orphanage on the stroke of 12. But on the stroke of 11, they ran into something near the stairs that appeared to move, which Agnes would have liked to ask Mildred about, only Mildred was asleep, and so was Father and John. But Agnes very suddenly got sleepy anyway and disappeared by the stroke of 12. True, on Thursday, John was standing right there when Agnes was creating her surprise souffle. It might have helped if, while she was stirring eggs and ginger ale, he had handed her the pepper or the apples. She might not have reached for them and tripped on the broom and broken the bowl and knocked over the garbage and let the dog out. "I don't know any Agnes," John said. Oh no. Look at Agnes. That is her mess. And so is all of this. She has got dishes, dishes, dishes. And Mildred's side has cake. And so does her little brother. And the dog may get some. So there's Agnes sitting in the chair. And it might have been pleasant on Friday to have found just one clean dish in the Agnes pile, or shared a piece of the chocolate cake on the Mildred side of the sink, or had someone help her wind her yarn in the one corner of the living room. The chair was quiet, but no help at all, and no one even noticed. Poor Agnes. On Friday, she decided to be Agnes forever. It was at bedtime. The others were in John's room, laughing and eating the Mildred-side chocolate cake and telling stories nice and loud at the beginning and then in whispers at the end. Not that Agnes heard them. She was far too busy tucking herself in. The bears were no help, and neither was the hippopotamus. If she kept one arm out to tuck with, that arm got cold. If she kneeled and pulled the blanket over her head, she couldn't breathe. And finally, she rolled first to this side, then to that, and it worked. "Perfectly tucked," she said right out loud. "I certainly don't need anyone around here," she went on. "That's for sure," she added. "Nothing better than do what I please." But there was silence. There was the exact moment when she shouted, "I'm going to be Agnes forever!" So now, look at her calendar. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 days since she quit her family. It looks like Mildred's coming in to talk to her. And she would have been Agnes forever, except for poor Mildred. She knocked on the door and tiptoed in. "Agnes," she said, "please eat this end piece of cake. Everyone else hates so much frosting." After all, Mildred did say please. "And Agnes, would you tell John a story? He only wants a blood-curdling one." It was true. No one could curdle blood like she could. "And then, Agnes, would you keep your father company? It's been so quiet, he hasn't been able to work." Well, keeping her father company always was what she did best. That night, after she'd finished off the cake, told John a blood-curdling story, and kept her father good company, she finally crawled back into bed and, with a little help, tucked herself in. I don't think it's the help from the dog, though. Oh, it's help from her daddy. And her mom and her brother. And there she is. And she was writing another sign saying, "Christina Katerina lives here." And a few moments later, Mildred called down the hall. "Good night, Agnes," she said. "Call me Christina," Agnes shouted back. "Call me Mother, Christina," Mildred shouted back. And Christina did, because Christina liked doing what she pleased, and that's exactly what pleased her just then. And that is the story of Christina Katerina coming back to her family. There you go, boys and girls. That was a fun book, huh?